I'm Courtney Taylor, and I do OF.
You really talked to her without telling me! So shut up and let me slap you!
Actually, literally want to kill you.
You're gonna die, I can't get my arm. Baby, I'm so sorry. Baby.
Courtney Clenney, better known by her stage name Courtney Taylor, was born on April 21, 1996 in Midland, Texas. She is the daughter of Deborah and Kim Clenney. Courtney grew up alongside her sister Morgan in Texas, enjoying a wealthy background thanks to her father, a financial advisor. From a young age, Courtney displayed a notable talent for sports and performing arts. Ardent sports enthusiasts supported her and her sister in various activities like soccer, gymnastics, volleyball, diving, and horseback riding. Courtney's second home during her high school years became the theater, her love for drama and dance evident as she took classes from the age of 13. However, as the years passed, she found herself increasingly drawn to the world of physical fitness. This passion evolved into a professional venture when she became a certified personal trainer, impressing many by clinching numerous accolades in weightlifting and fitness competitions. Recognizing that college wasn't for her, Courtney dropped out to hone her fitness career and engage her growing social media audience. Courtney's pivot towards the limelight began with her Instagram journey, wherein she noticed how photos from her gym sessions attracted significant engagement. The evolution was rapid, from starting her YouTube channel, Courtney Taylor, where she shared fitness vlogs and insights into her Instagram fame journey, to gracing the Playboy magazine, to appearing in movies like Everybody Wants Some, and starring in commercials for global brands such as Pepsi. As of today, Courtney still maintains 2 million Instagram followers. The real game changer was the OnlyFans platform, founded in 2016. It allowed creators to monetize content that mainstream platforms would often restrict. Courtney, with her pre-established following, sensed an opportunity. Adopting her pseudonym, she painted herself as the innocent Texan girl navigating the maze of Miami, sharing her life as a fitness model and her 2 dogs, Jesse and Ranger, with her subscribers. She used the platform to its fullest potential, raking in more than $3 million in a short span. Christian Toby Obumseli was born on April 12, 1994 in Dallas, Texas. As a child in Dallas, and later during his time at Murphy Middle School, Christian developed a keen interest in sports, specifically basketball and football. By the time he transitioned to Plano East Senior High School, Christian displayed a fervent passion for basketball and football, and his skills were evident to all who saw him play. His high school football coach recalls Christian as a genuinely warm and helpful individual with an unrivaled work ethic. Always with a smile, he was always ready to support younger teammates. His academic journey led him to Texas Tech University, where he pursued communication studies and business management. More than just a student, Christian displayed early signs of his entrepreneurial spirit, diving headfirst into the volatile world of stocks and cryptocurrency trading. His uncanny knack for these high-risk investments paid off, allowing him a comfortable lifestyle. Remembered by many as the gentle soul with an infectious smile, Christian's ambitions were vast. Those close to him described Christian as fun-loving, charismatic, and highly intelligent, with a life filled with aspirations and dreams. In 2020, in the vibrant city of Austin, Christian Toby Obumseli and Courtney Clenney's paths crossed, marking the beginning of their passionate romance. Almost instantly, they fell in love, and within weeks, they were inseparable. The early stages of their relationship were filled with the intoxicating joys of a new love. Friends and acquaintances saw them as a joyful and fun-filled couple, seemingly head over heels for each other. However, as the weeks turned into months, the dynamic between them began to shift. Courtney's behavior became more erratic and possessive. Those who knew Christian before he met Courtney began to notice troubling changes in him. The bright and energetic young man was replaced by a figure who seemed stressed, preoccupied, and distant. She would become upset over minor issues, pulling Christian away from his friends, and even screaming at him. As time went on, physical violence began to creep into their relationship. It started with Courtney hitting Christian on his chest and shoulders, but escalated into more severe and dangerous actions. With Courtney's career expanding, Christian made the decision to become her personal assistant, a role that demanded constant travel and attention to her needs. While he initially enjoyed this, the close proximity only exposed him more to Courtney's increasingly violent behavior. Courtney had other challenges. Her life became entangled with bars and clubs in downtown Austin, and her alcohol consumption began to spiral. In July 2021, the relationship reached a dramatic point when police were called after Courtney threw a glass at Christian's head in Las Vegas. Arrested and held for 12 hours, Courtney twisted the story to claim she had called the police herself. Christian declined to press charges, a move that perhaps reflected his deep and complex feelings for Courtney. Their relationship, marred by violence, continued.
Have you ever been cited or arrested before?
Yes.
For what?
DUI.
She said she wanted to let you know she thought of an addressed in the past that she didn't remember before?
Obviously, we're going back and forth. He was already upset with me. I was getting upset with him. We were getting loud. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna like do damage to the room or something. Not damage to each other. Like, I really want to like highlight that.
Why would you think that you were gonna do damage to the room?
I like throwing something or like.
Did you throw something?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody throw anything?
No.
So why would you think that there is damage to the room to be made?
Because I've done that before in our house, and
What have you done?
Thrown a glass at him, and I could just see like the way that things were going. We were either gonna get loud, or I was gonna end up throwing something, or like get in trouble somehow. So I was like, you know what, I'm just nipping this in the bud.
Did you throw a glass or a plate at him today?
No,
So
no,
if
this was before.
Okay. When I go to the room and I see a broken glass on the floor, where did the glass come from?
I don't know. I literally couldn't even remember how the fight started.
Okay. Well.
Was there?
Yeah. Did you throw a bottle at him or a glass at him? So you've done it
yes.
before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm just like,
okay, and I appreciate that.
But if that's, I know that he didn't do it because throwing things in my face.
Okay. Once again, do you think you did it or you did it?
I did.
More the story, like I was on the couch, like she threw the glass thing and on my face.
And after she threw the glass at you, did you punch her, hit her, pull her hair, spit on her, anything like that?
And I spit on.
The investigation showed that you threw a glass at him, and that in this state is considered battery. And since you two are in a relationship, that is considered battery of domestic violence, is a mandatory arrest.
Okay, there's a lot that I didn't say because I didn't want him to get in trouble.
Okay.
Grabbing him, pushing me down.
Okay.
May I at least get a hug from my boyfriend before?
They're watching you, and they're gonna come from here to there. We're going right through. We're not taking any detours. Just watch your head, watch your step, make sure you buckle up for your own safety.
So if there's no more than a step
You'll get to see a judge and they'll walk you through the process, okay?
The fight in Vegas was just a sign of things getting worse between Christian and Courtney. They couldn't stop arguing, making up and then arguing again. Their relationship was becoming a cycle of fights and unhappiness. Most of the time, Courtney was the one getting angry with Christian. He would try to make things better, but things would just get bad again. Christian would write heartfelt letters to express his feelings and fix things, but it seemed like their bond was breaking. These letters showed Christian's feelings and how much he wanted things to be good again. You are honestly the sweetest and most annoying woman I know, but I would never trade you for anything. We will go back loving each other like in the beginning. I want to be everything to you. Baby, you are the recipe when I'm stuck in the toughest situations and the only person I want to share my life with. I remember walking on the trail in Austin, and I told you a poem that reminded me of you, which made me cry. In the fall of 2021, on October 9th, Courtney and Christian's relationship took another dark turn. The couple found themselves in the midst of yet another explosive fight. The source of this confrontation was Courtney's suspicions that Christian might be cheating on her. The situation escalated quickly, and their communication turned into a barrage of angry text messages. Courtney's messages were filled with frustration and resentment, expressing how upset she was with Christian's behavior. Courtney's anger escalated to the point where she stabbed him in the leg. On the next day, Christian addressed the violence through text messages. He expressed disbelief over Courtney's actions and detailed the pain caused by the wound. He highlighted the irony of waking up the next day with a positive outlook, despite his suffering, questioning why Courtney struggled to let go of their ongoing conflict. The crazy thing about all of this is that yesterday, when you stabbed me in the leg and I couldn't walk, the next morning I still woke up happy. I still gave you a good day, even though my leg was hurting because my girlfriend stabbed me. So you are telling me you can't do the same thing the next day. I took you to Vegas. I am doing all of this while my leg hurts so bad. Did I make you feel bad for stabbing me? No. I just sucked it up and hope tomorrow will be better. Christian and Courtney did not part ways after this incident. In an utterly perplexing turn of events, Christian went as far as getting a tattoo of Courtney's name inked on his chest. The fact that they continued to stay together despite these incidents reveals the intricate nature of abusive relationships. Factors like attachment, fear, manipulation, and emotional turmoil can make it incredibly difficult for individuals to break away from toxic partnerships, even when the signs of danger are clear. Hoping for a fresh start and perhaps a way to distance themselves from the challenges in Austin, the couple contemplated moving. Christian's heart leaned towards London, while Courtney's preference was Miami. By January 2022, the scales tipped in favor of Miami, leading them to move 1,100 miles from Austin. Courtney's newfound wealth had changed the way she lived, and her decision to move to Miami mirrored that lifestyle upgrade. She and Christian chose an upscale apartment located 3131 Northeast 7th Avenue in Beverly Terrace, which was conveniently close to downtown Miami. Their apartment, a mere stone's throw away, boasted 3 lavish bedrooms and bathrooms and offered breathtaking views of the Biscayne Bay. It screamed luxury in every sense. The elevator that opened directly into their unit and a private balcony overlooking the water. Living in such opulence came with its cost, as Courtney spent a staggering $10,000 monthly on rent. She would often boast about covering this colossal amount herself, even threatening to evict Christian. Once in Miami, Courtney's behavior took a turn for the worse. She was frequently seen in local clubs and bars, and her overall demeanor became increasingly problematic. Her notorious appearance on the We Are Miami podcast highlighted her descent, where she admitted being toxic and enjoying a certain degree of submission, especially in bed. However, she fiercely maintained her independence, stating, "In my life, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do." This behavioral shift wasn't just harmful to herself. Christian became a direct victim.
I'm Courtney Taylor, and I do OF for a living.
OnlyFans. You look like the type of girl that only dates like rich guys. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I only date black guys. Let me clarify. I only date rich black guys.
Rich black guys. There we go. And you know you're toxic.
Yeah.
Do you like to be fully controlled, or do you?
I like to be submissive. Pretty well, yeah, in the bedroom,
Yes.
but like in my life, I don't like anybody to tell me what to do.
So that sounds like you're a control freak with your relationships. Be careful with this one. She's gonna boss you around like
Exactly.
Sweet toxicity.
Almost immediately after settling into this new apartment, complaints against the couple began pouring in. The arguments were so intense that they echoed through the vast corridors and thick walls, reaching neighbors even 2 floors apart. Such disturbances in a high-end, soundproofed apartment complex indicate the sheer volume and intensity of their disagreements. On February 1st, 2022, Courtney cheated on Christian, and in a heated argument that followed, she attempted to stab him in the face with a knife. Although she missed his face, she ended up slicing his beard and cheek, so deeply that he required stitches. As Christian sought medical attention for his injuries, he found himself bombarded by a series of messages from Courtney. These messages seemed to carry an underlying intent of manipulation, as she attempted to shape the narrative of the incident and influence what he might reveal to medical professionals. Disturbingly, reports indicated that this wound was continuously reopened due to Courtney hitting him on the cheek even after the incident. A neighbor even filmed their heated exchanges. He was 12 floors above them, described a disturbing scene. The sounds of their argument seeped into the air as they yelled and shouted. At one point, Courtney's restlessness reached such heights that it seemed as if she was contemplating jumping into the water below. Courtney's fits of rage included loud confrontations, racial slurs, property damage both at home and in hotels. Her erratic outbursts led her to destroy their apartment on one occasion, forcing Christian out and tossing his clothes over the edge. Each time such an incident occurred, Courtney would swing back with apologies, often materialistic in nature. On February 2022, they got into yet another physical fight, but this time was different. Christian secretly recorded their argument. The situation unfolded during a gathering with friends and quickly escalated beyond a typical disagreement. The recorded audio reveals Courtney's intense emotions, swinging from threats of self-harm to bursts of anger.
Get in the car! Dude, please. I'm sorry for calling you stupid. You will never hear me doing that. It was not right for me to do that. Please, baby, don't kill yourself.
You will never protect me.
I will.
Somebody was being horrible to me.
Okay, just
You
tell me.
defended them.
Okay, just tell me in the car. I know. Are you from Miami?
No, he's not helping me. Just leave me alone.
Just let me talk to you for a second.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I don't want you to hurt yourself.
You know what that is like, though? It means that I want to kill myself.
You don't need to feel like that. You want us to order you an Uber and just go home and you guys can talk about this later? Because I don't think this is gonna end up anywhere good for you or for her.
You just told a lowlife. You just told me to apologize to a lowlife. You're supposed to protect me.
Listen, I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, my dogs better be in that.
Right there.
You are so lucky about my dogs.
Stop hitting me.
No, because you let my dogs.
I'm doing that for you.
My dogs.
My bad.
Me, my dogs are more
Okay,
important.
my bad. I'm just making.
No, not your back. Give me something. Give me something better than my back.
I'm sorry. Okay, Courtney, just stop it.
One particular incident was captured on video on February 21st, 2022, presumably from a surveillance camera in their private elevator. The footage portrayed a disturbing scene. Courtney was the primary aggressor, physically assaulting Christian. She hit him, pulled at his hair, and yelled furiously. Christian, in his defense, tried his best to calm the situation. He used his arms to shield himself from her blows and, at times, held her arms down to prevent further assault. In an effort to protect himself, Christian resorts to grabbing Courtney in a headlock, attempting to restrain her. Even as he holds her, she persists in her assault. On March 5, 2022, a new layer of their tumultuous relationship is exposed as Christian covertly records a conversation with Courtney. In this audio recording, Courtney's disturbing words resonate, providing a disquieting glimpse into her state of mind.
I'm actually not having a good day, where I actually literally want to kill you, but you don't take me seriously.
On March 23, 2022, an audio recording captures Courtney's explosive reaction to Christian's casual encounter with one of her friends during a bike ride. Her jealousy spirals into a disturbing episode of rage, filled with racial slurs, threats, and even spitting on Christian, showcasing the severe deterioration of their relationship.
Christian, just follow my
I don't have your phone. Can you just
follow my fucking phone.
Cece, can you just please?
Shut up!
Please.
Shut up! You went to go talk to her without talking.
I didn't go to go.
Yes, you did. You always want to.
I was
He
on.
literally told me about it. Now he's like,
What are you
"You're
talking?
my son.
I didn't go to talk to
You are
Aura.
not gonna-
I was going on a bike ride. Like, what the?
Get off of me!"
He's going to talk to Aura? Is this going to make you act like this?
You literally talked to her without telling me.
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and come here.
You're.
Yes, thank you. Coming from Courtney, thank you.
I want you to get away from me. Touch me.
What is going on? Like, what are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?
No, Christian.
Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on
Drop your attitude. Drop your high pitch.
Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You touched Aura. You know well the right thing to do was to tell me.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me slap you.
You're not gonna slap me.
Give me my phone.
You have your phone. Cece, I'm sorry. Okay? Just let me apologize.
No!
Okay, you don't need to.
Go find my phone. Go find my phone.
Cece, come on.
Go find my phone.
The climax of their tumultuous relationship reached in late March 2022, when Courtney decided to throw Christian out. As per the pattern, this separation was short-lived, and they reunited briefly. In March, Christian wrote a message pondering a chilling question. Is love going to kill me? Just letting you know I woke up feeling like crap and feeling stupid. Is love going to kill me? I know both of us have sacrificed a lot for each other, but I can only talk about what I sacrificed. I've sacrificed my pride and my ego. I've cried with you, cried about you, cried against you, but at the end of the day, it was all for love. I tell you, hey please, like you're hurting me, and yes, you'll say yeah, but then it just repeats. Like what if the knife sliced my lip and it wasn't sliced by my beard, my cheek, my eye? What might happen next time? I pray there is no next time like that. February was the worst month I had so far. I got cheated on. I got called that word again. I got slapped in my stitches that has reopened multiple times, and it's not healing fast enough. As the calendar marches forward to April 2nd, 2022, Courtney, locked out of her own apartment, descends to the lobby where Christian is sleeping. Christian is there because Courtney had kicked him out of their apartment, leaving him with no place to go but the lobby. When Courtney returns to the lobby, Christian wants to talk to her. He hopes to discuss going back upstairs to their apartment. However, Courtney denies him access to the elevator, preventing him from going up. Christian's presence in the lobby raises concerns, leading staff to call the police. Courtney's emotional state comes into focus during her interaction with the police.
Can you please let me into my apartment, please?
Okay.
Yes. I have
Excuse me, hold on. What's going on?
Okay.
Where's your apartment? You have a key?
We have
Ma'am, you don't need to talk to me.
What's going on? Lying about that.
Where's your key?
I'm in my apartment.
So
I got
you got
locked out by my
locked
boyfriend. He slept inside of a couch in my apartment, which is stop.
You didn't call.
I didn't. Nobody.
I called. You called.
What?
Okay.
What's going on?
Okay, hold on, ma'am. Let him talk.
Okay.
Ma'am, hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The front desk personnel, she informed us that Miss Courtney, her boyfriend, was trying to get into the elevator with her. And she had her hands out like this. And she was like, oh no, don't come inside the elevator.
Okay.
Initially, me and him, we went upstairs because he was down here for a long period of time. We spoke to her, we said, do you want him to come up because he can't lounge in the lobby area? We asked her, I said, do you want him to leave the property? She said no, she don't want him to.
I did not say that. I said yes.
Hold on.
No, but
Hold on. He's talking, then you talk.
Let him speak.
Let him
She
speak.
said,
You get your turn. You get your turn.
She said no.
Hold on.
Okay, you'll defend yourself once he's done.
I said, are you for sure? She said, yes, I want him to leave the property. I said, are you certain for sure, do you want him to leave? Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, but you
Time
told me I
out.
was
Time
trying
out.
to
Time out. Let me talk. Okay.
I feel very like
What's your name? Courtney?
Yes.
Okay, Courtney.
Why do you have something against me, man? Like, I'm just trying to, like...
What has anything against you?
It seems like
We're
you don't
trying
like
to talk.
me. I was told I was going to get a chance to speak.
Go ahead, Courtney. What's going on?
Now's your turn.
Are you gonna listen?
We're listening. Go ahead.
You say something wrong.
Yes. Yes, they're all three here. Okay, can you seriously, my boyfriend. He and mom. Okay, he hasn't been any reasons. I don't care. But he's falling in the elevator, and I said, don't fall. This guy said he fucking shoved her. When I was upstairs and they shoved my door, I said I shoved him. I said, show me the fucking video. Like, I really got angry because that did not happen.
What do you want to say?
I want to be like, exonerated, I guess, of like anything wrong. And I want him, okay, the police are here. I want a restraining order against Christian Obumseli.
We don't issue those.
Because, no, I'm serious. Can I do that? Where
you have to go to court. You have to go to downtown.
How can I make myself first? Because I know him and he would do it. How can I make myself first?
You got to get there first.
175 Northwest First Avenue.
Before
175 Northwest.
Is he already on the way?
We have no idea. We don't even know how it looks like.
We don't even know who he is. How do we know that?
Who's on the phone with you?
Just my dad.
Okay. Well, let me explain to you something with your dad on the phone, so you could hear me. You asked me, how can I get a restraining order against him? I answer you, we don't issue those. That's through court. You asked me, I need to get one before him. I told you, the only way is for you to get to court. Then you asked me, is he on the way already? And I asked you, I don't even know how he looks like. You understand? Your questions are not making much of an...
I am, right now, like, I have not always been a victim, but, like, right now, I'm a freaking victim in the situation. I'm scared.
Does he have property in the room, in the apartment with you? A lot of property, he said. He's been with you here for about 2 months, right? He lives here. That person lives in that apartment with you. Okay, we cannot trespass anybody that lives in this place.
No, I understand. And that's, I do understand that, and that is why I said, can I get a restraining order and get there first?
Listen, my answer was, I already answered that. You got it. Just go to the court.
So what can I do to be safe now?
Why is it that you don't feel safe with him?
It's just that, like, if you were just stalking me. They're stalking me.
Despite yesterday's conflict with authorities and their history of past conflicts, Courtney and Christian seem to have reconciled to some extent. Around 1:15 p.m., Christian left the apartment. He returned at 4:33 p.m., carrying sandwiches from Subway for himself and Courtney, seemingly a gesture to bring a moment of normalcy to their strained relationship. Courtney spent the afternoon on the phone with her mother, doing chores and watching videos on YouTube. At 4:01 p.m., Courtney took to Instagram, live streaming herself in what appeared to be a casual Q&A session with her followers. Throughout the live stream, Courtney's demeanor and behavior suggested she might have been under the influence of substances, perhaps alcohol or something else. Her actions and speech veered into an erratic and suggestive territory, raising questions about her state of mind.
Okay, I got Subway. I'm gonna go hit my puff and then eat my sandwich. I'm gonna do that and eat.
Earlier in the afternoon, when Christian had left their apartment, something happened that would worsen the tension between them. Christian turned off the feature on his phone that allowed them to share their locations. This action triggered Courtney's already strong feelings of distrust and jealousy. As Christian returned home at 4:33, his choice led to them starting an argument. At some point, things turned violent. Courtney described a struggle where Christian pinned her against a wall, holding her by her throat. Struggling to breathe and overcome by fear, Courtney fought back by hitting him in an attempt to free herself. The situation escalated further when Courtney grabbed a knife from the kitchen, intending to scare Christian. She held the knife in an attempt to fend off Christian's aggressive approach. Her intent was self-defense, not harm, as she pleaded for him to stay away. However, Christian continued to advance, seemingly unaffected by her pleas. In her account, she threw the knife at him, claiming she had no intention of using it to harm him. Christian was hit and fell, bleeding heavily. The knife, which hit an artery, led to significant bleeding. Amid the chaos, Courtney, still on the phone with her mother, rushed to his side, her panic evident as the gravity of the situation unfolded. Now let me present the timeline of events, as it holds significant importance for the case. Courtney reached out to her mother at 4:43 p.m., engaging in a conversation that lasted for 6 minutes. A second call to her mother just seconds later at 4:49 p.m. extended the conversation to 7 minutes, concluding at 4:56 p.m. At 4:57 p.m., she finally dialed 911. During that same period from 4:33 p.m. to 4:57 p.m., neighbors began contacting the building manager about a disturbance in the apartment. At 4:46 p.m., they called 911 to report the ongoing disturbance. Courtney made her own 911 call 11 minutes later, finally seeking the help that Christian so desperately needed.
Operator Joe, what is the address of your emergency? City man, please.
3101. It's 130, so 130.
Ma'am, listen to me. You need to stop screaming on the line and give me the address.
3101.
I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arm.
3101.
I can't feel my arm.
Ma'am.
So my boyfriend is dying of a stab.
Ma'am, what is the address?
What's that? What's the address, baby?
3131.
3131 Northeast 7th Ave. Please, God, please. Come see my boyfriend.
Is this a house, apartment, or a business?
Baby, I'm so sorry. Baby.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
In midst of the tragic events, a disturbing video came to light. The video was taken by someone in a nearby building, providing a direct view into Courtney's apartment. In the footage, Courtney appeared disheveled, wearing just her underwear and with her hair down, her body covered in blood. As the video circulated online, viewers noticed an intriguing detail. Courtney's attention seemed more focused on calming her dogs than on Christian. Christian's critical condition necessitated urgent medical attention due to the significant blood loss he had suffered. Meanwhile, Courtney, who had admitted to stabbing Christian, found herself in police custody, facing intensive questioning. Despite not having an attorney present, she agreed to speak with the police. She hesitates to directly ask for one. Throughout the interrogation, Courtney repeatedly inquired about the need for a lawyer and whether she should contact her father to get her lawyer's information. The detectives responded in a strategic manner, not giving direct answers, but implying that she should do what she feels is necessary. They provided responses like, "Yes, you do want a lawyer," and acknowledged her father's contact, but without providing concrete guidance. Another odd aspect of the interview was her belief that she was stating she's not in trouble, even though she had just stabbed her boyfriend.
This shit is fucking serious. No, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily in trouble.
The interview lasted for over 4 hours and revealed Courtney's emotional and agitated state. She described the events as a blur and struggled to provide coherent answers. Christian's condition remained critical due to the severe blood loss. During the interrogation, Courtney's claims raised suspicions. She mentioned not having had a chance to think about her story, implying that she hadn't prepared a truthful and consistent narrative.
Dude, let me think about it. Like, write it all out clearly, which I've learned this in therapy and whatever, so it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to like write down exactly what happened, and I haven't really even like fully thought about it. So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
During the interview, Courtney repeatedly asks about Christian and his well-being. At one point, the situation takes an unusual turn when a detective asks, "Who is Christian?"
So I got a chance to talk to Christian today.
To who?
Christian.
Who's Christian? Oh,
the victim.
They haven't told me
I
anything.
don't know if I'm the victim.
No.
He's definitely the victim. What'd you say?
No, he didn't know his name, so he was confused. I was the one that went to the scene.
While some might interpret her concern as that of a caring girlfriend, her words subtly implied that Christian's passing would not only be a personal loss, but also a potentially detrimental legal outcome for her.
I will feel so much better once they just say he's stable.
Yeah,
and I've been asking so much.
That's what we're waiting for.
I mean, I feel like at the end, I mean, if he's not, that's a lot worse for me.
During the course of their investigation, the officers asked Courtney for Christian's parents' names. In response, she appeared to draw a blank, falling into silence before explaining that he had mentioned their names to her before, and she had met his mother multiple times. She attributed her struggle to recall names to her own difficulty with remembering them, even failing to recall his brother's name. 3 hours after the interview, the investigators eventually broke the news to Courtney. Christian had passed away. The revelation of his passing left Courtney and those around her in shock and sorrow. Her reactions fluctuated between denial, disbelief, and attempts to seek comfort.
We have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. No, there's no fucking... Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah.
Relax. You'll be fine.
No.
Calm down. Calm down. Take deep breaths.
truly shocks everyone is the fact that, despite the gravity of the situation and the circumstances, Courtney is not arrested. Surprisingly, she wouldn't face arrest for a considerable period of time. Courtney's defense attorney, Frank Perito, claimed that she acted in self-defense due to being a domestic victim. He asserted that Christian had forcibly gained access to her apartment, committing a felony, and that he was an ongoing threat. The aftermath of Christian's death ignited a widespread debate, centering on issues of privilege and societal perceptions, particularly regarding Courtney's identity as a young, attractive white woman. The way Christian's family learned about his death was truly distressing and disrespectful. Christian's mother was at work when she got an unexpected call from a Miami medical examiner, asking for permission to donate Christian's organs. This was the first time she had heard about her son's passing, and it was a shock to her that the police or authorities hadn't informed her earlier. The situation got even worse as the family tried to get answers from the detectives in charge of the case. Instead of providing support and information, the detectives seemed dismissive and gave excuses, leaving the family feeling confused and upset. Things took an even more troubling turn when the detective told the family that they were closing the case just 24 hours after Christian's death. The manner in which this news was delivered was surprisingly casual, considering the seriousness of the situation. The detective claimed it was self-defense and clear-cut, without giving the family the thorough investigation they were hoping for. Courtney's actions continued to spark conversations and disbelief within the public sphere. Despite the gravity of the situation, Courtney chose to maintain her presence on social media, particularly on the platform OnlyFans. Remarkably, she earned around $40,000 after Christian's passing. Just 5 days after Christian's death, someone recognized her at a bar and confronted her. The person accused Courtney of killing her boyfriend, prompting her to walk away, while her father engaged in a conversation with the person recording the video.
His brother. Yeah, and are seeking justice. Yeah,
what?
I'll videotape her. Right now, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just killed her boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah, okay, cool.
Behind the scenes, Christian's family and friends remained resolute in their pursuit of justice. Swiftly hiring a lawyer, they re-examined the tumultuous relationship from a different perspective, coupled with the evidence at hand, to ascertain that Christian was the true victim. Christian's family organized a GoFundMe campaign to cover his funeral expenses and took legal action against Courtney. They sought to hold her accountable for the significant expenses they incurred due to Christian's tragic death. The estate filed a claim to cover the costs of medical care, funeral arrangements, and other related expenditures. The family's claim also included compensation for the emotional suffering they experienced, both presently and in the future. Courtney chose to relocate to Texas, her home state, leaving Miami behind. In June 2022, just 2 months following Christian's passing, she invested a staggering $1.4 million in a lavish Texan residence close to her parents. This 3,000-square-foot hillside home in Lake Point boasted 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a hot tub, and expansive deck spaces. Additionally, she transferred $1.2 million to her father's bank account, claiming it was due to her inability to manage her finances. However, some speculate it might have been a tactic to safeguard her money from potential legal actions by Christian's family. Her defense team's efforts to shield evidence from public scrutiny were ultimately unsuccessful. Courtney's assertions of self-defense were further cast into doubt, as no visible marks or injuries were documented on her during or after her conversation with the officers. The evidence collected by the state attorney's office seemed incriminating. Elevator footage capturing Courtney's attack, voice recordings, audio recordings, disturbing text messages, and over 12,000 exchange messages between the couple. Some of these videos were captured by Christian himself, secretly recording their interactions.
Decide whether or not you're done gaslighting.
I am mad that you told me to come.
Decide right now.
Courtney, that's a I asked you so many times that I don't know, and I apologize, but you hit me.
Shut the up.
Her history of physical abuse extended beyond her involvement with Christian. Reports hinted at a prior incident involving her ex-boyfriend, Sean Roden, a former Mr. Olympia. This affair took place when they were both residing in California, with Courtney training at Gold's Gym in Venice, where Sean also trained. Supposedly, she discovered that he had misled her by claiming to be single, when in reality, he was still married and had a child. In response to this deception, Courtney allegedly delivered a punch that resulted in the fracture of his jaw. Adding to the disturbing pattern, another former boyfriend came forward, recounting his experiences with Courtney. This ex-boyfriend revealed that during his time with Courtney, he had experienced moments of intense fear and threats involving a knife. According to this individual, Courtney's aggression escalated to the point where she not only pulled out a knife on multiple occasions, but even attempted to stab him. Whether seen as a murder or self-defense, the incident evidently took a toll on Courtney. Her excessive drinking escalated, exacerbated by Christian's death. She sought treatment for substance abuse and PTSD in a luxurious rehab center in Hawaii, which cost $35,000 a month, and she stayed there for several weeks. On August 10, 2022, Courtney was arrested in Hawaii on charges of second-degree murder. The prosecution claims that it took so long to arrest her because they only had one shot at convincing the authorities. Therefore, they wanted to make sure they had all the right evidence. Courtney's attorney has adamantly maintained her innocence, criticizing the arrest warrant's content for being misleading and incomplete. He also accused the state attorney's office of using irrelevant and likely inadmissible evidence, such as an elevator video depicting a physical altercation between Courtney and Christian, to sway public opinion in their favor. The impending trial had become a battleground for two contrasting narratives. On one side, the prosecution presented evidence that painted Courtney as an aggressor. Mutual friends weighed in, with some claiming that Courtney was the instigator in their disputes, frequently resorting to physical aggression, and neighbors saying that Courtney was always abusive towards Christian. The defense, on the other hand, presented a more complex narrative. They depicted their relationship as troubled, suggesting that both Courtney and Christian experienced domestic violence, leading to an atmosphere of toxicity. Ultimately, they argued that Courtney's actions were driven by self-defense. Some neighbors recalled seeing Christian grab and punch Courtney. Her encounters with law enforcement hinted at a pattern of recklessness and disregard for the law. Reports emerged that she had an outstanding bench warrant from a 2015 arrest in California for public intoxication. Remarkably, court documents indicated that this case was still unresolved. On September 16, 2020, Courtney was arrested in Austin, Texas, for driving under the influence. Her blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal amount. She was required to pay an $8,000 bond and install an alcohol monitoring device in her vehicle, a consequence of her no-show in court for a DUI charge. This history further underscored questions about Courtney's behavior and decisions. A significant revelation was the medical examiner's report. The evidence didn't align with her claim of throwing the knife from the distance of 10 feet. Her descriptions of the knife's trajectory also underwent changes, ranging from throwing to flinging it. The report concluded that the wound's depth of 3 inches in trajectory were consistent with a close-range, intentional stab wound. Notably, this strike occurred inches above a tattoo of Courtney's name on Christian's chest.
How much force specifically would be needed to say, breaking the skin for a wound like this?
Well, people have done experiments to see how much force it takes for a knife to go into different parts of the body. If the point of the knife is sharp, it takes between 8 to 12 pounds to get through the skin.
Based on the information you received that the defendant was alleged to have thrown this knife, do your observations support that?
I'm not an expert in knife throwing. If the person who supposedly did this is an expert knife thrower and the knife is the type of knife that you can throw, I guess that could have happened.
Did you receive any information that the defendant was a knife thrower?
No.
So based on that fact that you did not receive that information, would it support that?
No.
What would you expect to see a knife do if someone just flung it at somebody?
It would just hit the body and bounce off.
Now, as a result of this case, did you come to a cause, or did you make a determination as to the cause and manner of death?
Yes.
Could you please explain those to the court?
The cause of death was stab wound of right subclavian artery. The manner of death was homicide.
I have no further questions.
Detectives didn't handle the case well and missed important details. For instance, when Courtney claimed self-defense because she was being strangled, they didn't even take pictures of her neck. This was a crucial piece of evidence for her defense. It's hard to understand why they didn't take this important step. It shows that they didn't properly investigate everything. Some feel this could be due to racism, as the victim was a black man. The detectives seem to rely solely on Courtney's words without proper scrutiny. This lack of investigation raises questions about their objectivity and thoroughness. One notable inconsistency arose when they questioned her about the sequence of events. She had initially claimed that Christian had been strangling her and then abruptly released her. This, however, posed a logical question. If he was indeed strangling her, why did he let her go and allow her to run into the kitchen? Not only that, Courtney and her legal team have portrayed this case in a negative light. Courtney has implied that her experiences witnesses go beyond just being a victim of domestic violence. She has suggested that she was also a victim of human trafficking, hinting that her partner might have exploited her in that way. Many individuals who have read certain articles seem to have developed a one-sided perspective. Julia Fox publicly took a stance on Courtney's side on Instagram, stating, "It sounds like self-defense." There's a sense of irony in how Courtney's defense team has responded to the release of videos and audio recordings like the elevator video. They've criticized these publicized materials for potentially swaying public opinion, arguing that they manipulate perception. Yet at the same time, they've been putting forward claims that lack concrete evidence themselves. Judge Laura Sharon Cruz refused her bail, highlighting the defendant's self-defense claims' lack of credibility. In response, Courtney displayed her emotional reaction by shedding tears. Her trial is scheduled for this year. I'm genuinely eager to hear your thoughts on this complex case. What are your impressions of Courtney and Christian? Do you lean towards self-defense, or do you see it as murder? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Have you come across this story before, or is it new to you? Let's keep the conversation alive, as every perspective matters. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's a simple way to show your support and ensures you never miss out on the latest content. Additionally, a thumbs up and a comment go a long way in boosting the visibility of this video. Remember, I upload new content every Sunday, and if there's a particular case you'd like me to cover, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below. Until then, take care and peace out.